my home state of South Carolina, the Blue Ridge Mountains to the west hold the hearty taste of barbecue and country meat and threes, as we call them. On the coast, the fresh catch of the day co-stars with traditional southern ingredients like grits and smoked ham. Growing up in both parts of the state, I figured what better way to revisit the tastes of my childhood than with a road trip. While I may live in New York City now, I know that having grown up in the South, Southern food will always be my first love. But what is Southern cuisine? Well, people in the mountains may think that Southern food is one thing, and what they think of Southern food may be a bit different on the coast. And it's all really pretty much the same thing. It's a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of sugar, a lot of love, and really good local ingredients. Driving through the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, I really got a great sense of coming home for the first time. Just a stone's throw away from the mountains, I stopped at this place called the Junction. It's sort of like a meat and three.
Okay, I've got one.
Kim Blackwell's been running that place for a couple of years now, and just to watch her take care of her customers, and you really got a sense of family.
Hey, how you doing today? Did you bring me a cookbook? Thank you, hon. When customers come in and make them feel at home, Marilyn's going to shoot you. The people are just wonderful. You doing okay? How's your grandpa?
He's doing pretty good.
Did you tell him I asked about him?
Yeah.
I've eaten in restaurants in every part of the country, but the personal touch of the Southern restaurant owner is hard to find anywhere else. And this restaurant puts out some of the best Southern food I've ever had in my life.
We get so many people in, we have to constantly keep it full.
The Junction does a buffet version of the classic Southern meat and three, where you get the featured meat of the day and 3 sides of your choice. Growing up, almost every Sunday we go to a meat and three, and I still design certain dishes in that time-honored Southern tradition.
Y'all doing all right today? Fine.
It's right in the middle of nowhere, but people come from everywhere just to have lunch. They really love pork chop day. And the pork chops are fresh, they're wonderful, very Southern, they're deep fried, they're crunchy, get a lot of black pepper.
Rick and Charlie asked today, said, wonder why there's so many people up here. I said, because it's pork chop day.
Charlotte does the boiled cabbage, the cornbread, and the sweet potatoes with a brown sugar glaze. Simple home cooking. Rhonda does the chicken casserole and the peach cobbler.
That's it.
That's going to bake together.
Yeah, and your crust will rise to the top.
Zermi makes the biscuits. How long have you been making these biscuits?
I've been making biscuits for about 50-something years.
And Kim makes the famous fried green tomatoes.
My grandmother used to fix these for us on the weekends. We'd come up to see grandmother. She mainly put flour, salt, and pepper and did a little batter. Well, we've sort of altered it and added to it and did our own recipe. We have a cup of cracker meal.
Okay.
Then we have 4 cups of flour.
Kim adds pepper to taste, a tablespoon of salt, and her secret ingredient, sugar.
The sugar takes the twang out of the tomatoes.
In a separate bowl, the egg wash combines 2 eggs and 2 cups of milk. Then it's dipping and dredging time.
I usually don't like to put a whole lot of tomatoes in there because I want to coat them good. And then you just take it to your dry mix,
Right.
coat them good.
You cut them twice or just once?
If you like a lot of crust, you can do them twice.
Right.
Double batter them.
Oh, that's great. Look at that.
So,
When the tomatoes are well coated, it's time for the skillet.
oh, those tomatoes look good.
They're gorgeous. Once the tomatoes are golden brown on each side, they're ready to eat.
I used to eat them straight out of Grandma's skillet when she'd fix them. So. Oh, those are good.
Nice job. Nice job.
You're pretty good.
You're pretty good. Coming up, I'm off to historic Charleston and the waters of the Low Country for some soft-shell crabs and shrimp and grits with some old friends who taught me much of what I know about cooking.
Hello, Tom. How are you, sir? Welcome to Charleston.
It's been a
Welcome
while.
back.
Then it's a trip into the South's culinary past with a lesson in old-style fishing and 2 delicious dishes from the Gullah people. Stay with me.